patient though. I'm gonna wait. See an opportunity here. Shorts are getting squeezed out of this. That's it. Time to wait. Wait for this surge. I want to jump in at the top. Nice acceleration. Nice continuation. Watching time myself level 2. See if I see an opportunity. Be patient. Wait. Watching time myself level 2. Spires are stacking at 25. Get a little starter here so we get a pop. Buyers are stacking there. I'm gonna sell into this pop. Just jump out. Nice quick, nice small trade. Saw those buyers stacking at 25 on the level 2. A lot of buyers stacking. I'm gonna wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost coming up on 5 green candles in a row. Look for a pullback. Wait for a red candle. Nice small little trade there. Watching time myself level 2. Got support around 4, just above that exponential. So let's see where it pulls back. Coming down to that support. Take a small starter here, looking to add. Gets me closer to exponential. Nice pop. I'll wait. See if we get acceleration through the high day. Or if we can get me a better, get closer to. There's a lot of buyers down there around the exponential. Let's see if it accelerates through the high day. I'm going to add. Scale out a little. Looking to add around closer to exponential. Sitting tight, waiting, being patient. Oh, there's that spoofer. There's a spoofer on this. There's a short on it. That lets me know there's a short, and he's potentially getting squeezed out, and he's looking to add around closer to exponential. Tight, wait, a little support here at 20. Then add back. Nice pop. Tight, wait, being patient. See it pop. Oh, there's that spoofer. Accelerates. Yeah, I was kind of hoping it pulls back a little closer to the exponential. So I scaled out a little more. It's kind of double topping there. Around 35. Around 30, 35. Looking for a pullback towards down around the exponential. There's some buying support down here. Just go ahead and take this for this pop acceleration up. Lots of time sells, a lot of selling coming in. Big sellers coming out. Big sellers coming out. Let's see. Get a acceleration off this level. Whoa. Looking for a pop acceleration, not really getting it. It's getting too thickly traded. I'm gonna have to get out of this thing. Gave it a little time to work. There it is, finally starting to just grind it. Yeah, just losing a lot of profit on this. Not really accelerating. I'm just gonna get out. I'm gonna have to jump out. Unfortunately, I don't want to. I want to have it work a little longer, but I sized up pretty big, looking for bounce and acceleration back up. So now there it goes. That's all right. Made a little back, not much. I'm gonna sit tight, be patient, and wait. This was a tricky one. Kind of see how I was trying to trade that. This one's tougher. It's got a spoofer on it. So it's turning into this gigantic battle between longs and shorts. You can know there's massive short sellers on this. They're beating it up. There's people trying to get out of it. There's a big battle there, and that's how we got that first wave. Longs won, and it got a nice acceleration. Pull back. You can see when there's a spoofer down here. You see that. So I don't trust this order way outside the price. And then now sellers are coming out really thick on it. So I'll wait for another opportunity, another curl. They take a bigger loss than that. It's almost basically a break-even trade. That sucks. After commissions too. That was not. I sized up heavy, looking for that real curl back up, but didn't get it. Just took a loss. Worked down the deficit a little bit, not much. Didn't get what I was looking for out of that trade. So sitting tight, being patient. He said, revenge trading. Yeah, Mikey. Yeah. I'm definitely not going to deny that I'm emotionally compromised. So yeah, it's definitely not going to deny that. That was a tough loss. So we'll sit tight, being patient. I'm gonna go hands off this one. Nice move, nice acceleration up. I had spoke about this one earlier and said I was be interested over 4. Nice hold back, holding 4s. Pulling back now though. MACD's curl negative. Nice acceleration, nice volume profile here on the 1 minute. Nice curl up, nice wave, pulled back. Kind of fumbled this, down here, this trade here, fumbled it. Then I didn't do a good job here either. I sized up aggressive looking for that curl up, but I didn't give it, so thinking it might give one more wave up. So I didn't give, so sitting tight. Yeah, MACD's negative. MACD's curl negative. Yeah, that was a big one. Being smaller size, like I said, my account's a lot larger. I did hit that was only 50% of my buying power that I used. I went very aggressive because I was expecting this to curl, and I was like, well, if I can get in aggressive and get that curl time right, it can be a really big winner. And that's what happens when you get emotionally compromised. Obviously, if I'm emotionally compromised. See, this is why it's so frustrating. This is what I was trying to grab. You see, this is what I see. And if I would have, get that timing right with that curl back up, and that's the idea. So you can kind of see where I'm at, what I'm shooting for here. MACD never went positive. It's kind of skimming flat, basically close to negative, not quite. You see, it's kind of nice wave up, kind of pull back down around the exponential here. Watching time, see the support level building right here around the exponential. Now it's curling back up. So I'm gonna wait. Sit tight here. Watch the time it sells level 2. Let's dive in. I'm gonna try to jump in that. See if we get a pop off this level. There's a lot of support there. There's a lot of support there. I'm thinking we might get a MACD's negative. Very dangerous, risky trade. A lot of support there. You see that support on the time it sells level 2. Big sellers coming out. High risk trade. Didn't work. There's still a lot of support there. Right at 4. I'm surprised I didn't bounce. Small size. I'm really surprised I didn't bounce. Yeah. Oh wow. I'm gonna jump out. There's a big seller. Wow. There's a massive seller on that. Okay, I just saw a big hidden seller. That's why it's not bouncing. Yep. Now we're not doing. All right. Well, that one skipped me too. I'm really surprised I didn't bounce, but now I see why. There's a massive seller. Maybe the market's just messing with me. Now it's curling. There's got a big hidden seller on this one. This one's tough. This one's a tough one. Yeah, it's a huge seller. Because like I said, I was watching time it sells level 2, and there's a massive support down here. That's why I jumped in that. Huge support. But then I saw a hidden seller, a massive hidden seller. That's why it was like I jumped in, it was just sitting there. it wasn't moving. You know, now it's grinding up. I'm gonna leave this alone. It's just frustrating me. It is holding that pivot though, a 4. Should have probably held it and said, okay, I'll let it go below 4. Yeah, it's because there's huge support down there at 4. Big seller though. Big seller's still there. So yeah, right idea. Right idea. Just missing some things there. Missing a big seller, big hidden seller. Yeah, it'd be nice for some breaking news and acceleration. That'd be nice. Something new. E-Lab's a tough one to trade. There's huge, massive hidden sellers on it. That's a big one. Just kind of think I'm break even on it or took a small loss. Yeah. Not pulling any profit out trading that. Just going to look and see what the market's looking like. EEIQ, yeah, after that brutal rejection I got caught in, gave back all my profit on the day. Sizing up way too aggressive. ELAB is just grinded. Had just short sell. So yeah, this is what I was expecting it to do. So I'm just, you know, MACD is negative. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna chase it. You know, so there's a huge support level down here. So, you know, I probably should let it work a little longer. I just don't like doing that. I don't like being in a trade. I want to see immediate resolution. So this is kind of turned into a symbol where you gotta kind of let it work for a minute. I don't like doing that. So this one's grinding. Still a huge support level down there around 4. A lot of buyers stacking up, so that's, you know, a good price. Just wasn't willing to sit and hold it. Probably should have. Would have been better than taking a loss. But ended up giving back another 50 off the top, which I'll sit tight, be impatient. I'll wait for an opportunity. MACD is negative. No more trades from me on that. It is the top leading gapper, up 150%. Man, all eyes are obvious on it. It's got a super low float. So it's not wrong for me to trade it. See, this is what I was expecting. I just realized this is what I'm expecting on it. When shorts get squeezed on it, this can give a really big opportunity. It's just trying to time that. MACD still negative on it. Sit tight and see if I can see opportunity. MACD's negative. Watching time as sells level 2. Not a lot of selling. The buying volume profile. There's that acceleration. Let's make it squeezed out of this one. MACD still negative. Got a nice little quick. Woof, that was brutal. Man, what in the world? My internet's bad. That was a brutal fill. Brutal. Let's scale out in this little quick little pop. Nice pop. Nice acceleration. Short getting squeezed out and jump out. Didn't make much on that. Sit tight. MACD still negative. Might get a huge pop in acceleration. Shorts might cover. Yep, there's that pop I was expecting. Didn't trade it. Not gonna FOMO into it. I'm gonna have to wait. Missed the move. Watch 450. Let's see if it pops and holds 450. Nice acceleration happening on it. And kind of see those psychological supporting resistance levels of the half and whole dollar. It's pulling back. Sells level 2. No support down there. Resistance at 450. Jumped in. Maybe get a pop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green candles in a row. Big buyer down there. around 430, just above exponential. Watch it time itself up too. Just go ahead and grab it and see if we get acceleration off this big buyer. Nope. Oh my goodness gracious. There's a big buyer down there, 430. I should have just waited, been more patient, let the price come down closer to buyer before jumping in aggressive. I like the volume profile. Still a big buyer at 430. We'll wait it. Buyers are stacking at 430. Just above exponential. There's a acceleration knob. Let's see if it gives us a pop to 450. Yeah, I should have waited. If I was more patient with that, got in better, closer to that buyer. That's unfortunate. Big seller stacking. MACD's flat. I like the volume profile. See if we get a pop through 450. Much selling. Should have to get aggressive with this one. It's volatile, shorts are aggressive. Big buyer down here, add back, see if we get acceleration. Big chop off this level, maybe. Yeah, unfortunately, this buying volume here is turning into a red flag on the 1 minute. Just not enough buying coming in. So we get acceleration, pop through 450 is what I'm looking for. A huge pop through 450. Short covering. Get a short cover. Nice big pop. Scale out a little bit. Yeah, didn't get a pop. Buyers leaving. I have to scale out. It's going to flash out. Jump out of there. Turn into a big loser, unfortunately. So that didn't work out. That did not work out. Kind of see the idea I had. It did do a little pop with the buying volume, man. And that buyer's gone now. End up coming out with a massive loser, $2,000. Okay, I'm done now. I doubled my loss. Yeah, trading from, yeah, I'm done. What time is it? I'm just going to keep pulling you back. Profit to the market. I'm done. Top of the hour. That's unfortunate. So there was potential there. I just fumbled that. If I would have got in closer to that bigger buyer, I would have done a lot better on that one, but I didn't. Wasn't patient enough. So you kind of see what I was doing. There's a buyer there at 430. I end up jumping in that trade too heavy, too aggressive at 442 is the problem. And then I try to add back at 430, and we did get a little bounce there, but I was in too aggressive, too high. So if I had been more patient and waited, I would have turned out to be better. But instead, wasn't. Too many sellers came out, hammered it down. That buyer's gone now. So, you know, I did this little curl here right off that buyer, but I jumped in, foamed it in too high at 440. Thinking it was going to give us an acceleration back up and maybe short's going to cover, but then based off this 1 minute buying volume relative to the, 1 minute selling volume relative to the buying. So now it's a red day. Now it's a big red day. Oh, sit tight. HOLO, trade that. Trade that before in the past. It's choppy. GFBR is popping on the screener. Traded before this in past. This was tough price action as well. It's known for popping and dropping. KZR looks like a buyout. ASTC got some good trades on this earlier today. One trade, did decent well on it, but it's tough price action, pop and drop. EEIQ, yeah, you know, traded this, got a nice, did really well in this nice wave, got emotionally, mentally compromised, and just unable to get back on track. So I'm gonna have to just take it easy. ELAB was patient on it earlier, waiting for my moment to over above 4, but by the time I got above 4, I was eventually compromised, and as you see, I didn't trade it well. Just wasn't patient. Kept adding I added really aggressive here, traded way too big. You can kind of even see I'm trading here. It's just in a state of emotionally compromised, the way I'm sizing up heavy. I would never size up this heavy this late in the morning, and then I was negative, so yeah, I'm gonna be all done for today. Just, you know, call the loser the red day for what it is. It's a red day, and I have to lock it up. Gave back Friday, so start the week off down. Gave back Friday, so all right. I'll just sit tight. Gave back about probably closer to 2,500 after I paid the broker. So still not doing too bad. I think I still got over 15 grand in my account. So we'll sit tight. Next best time to trade to get back to cool common collectives tomorrow. VVELO. That's a new one. VELO. That's news. I don't see it on the screen right now. That's what I'm really waiting for is something has news. I'm not seeing what you guys are calling out. I don't see it here on the 5-pillar stock selection screener. VELO. I'm familiar with the symbol. I've traded it before in the past. But it's got to be at least 15% up on the day to even show up, to be obvious. You can type it in. Apparently it's not even 15% up on the day, but I'm familiar with the symbol. Traded before in the past. So it's only 8% up, so I don't see it. So it's got to be obvious, whatever you're trading. It's higher priced. Relative volume is really high. So 11 million share float. Less than 500,000 shares traded so far. It's going to be a very high risk symbol to trade. He says it has news. So they got a contract. It's a contract, only contract. Is it no news? It says Weeble's showing something on it. Today is one of the tougher days to start the day off up $2,000 and then to finish down $2,000. So to go lose nearly $5,000 in trading. But you know, it's I know what my problem is. You know, it's what I'm struggling with is what I say more times than not. I struggle with the mental part of the trading. I got the strategy, as you know, I've been demonstrating. I got the strategy. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I'm looking for. I know what I need to do. And right now, I'm thinking about profits. You see what happens when I think about profits? And now, YouTube live stream is taking that. It's crashing on me. Hold on 1 second. All right, sit tight, being patient. HOLO, not tradable on Webull. HOLO, BELO, like I said, it's a high, very, very high risk trade. I'm not going to take any trades on that. HOLO, lower price, fortunately. Did a brutal shooting star candle there. It's a reverse indicator. Pop and drop, known for popping and dropping. So manage your risk on that. Careful. Yeah, I saw the news on VELO, the contract. It does have some news out on it. It's just not going to be. It's right now. It's just not obvious enough. Yeah, I don't have to type it in to even pull it up. Yeah, thanks for calling it out. You guys obviously picking that up on your screener. See, it's to even be on the top daily gainers list for today, it's got to be at least 13 to 15% up. That's only just 11, so it's not obvious. People are not seeing it. I mean, of course, it's hitting people's screeners, but make sure your trading is obvious what's up here. So we have dispersed attention. Penny stocks are dominating huge. 300, almost 400 million shares traded on ITRM. Look at my watch list here. EEIQ, That's where I became emotionally compromised. Started off really well, really strong. You see what happens to me when I focus on profits. That's another reason I don't keep huge track of my stats, super eyeball it, and I'm thinking about. I don't have a daily goal because if I start thinking about profits, as you can tell, I just spiral fast. I don't trade what I see. I trade how much profit I'm trying to get out, which that's for me, as you can tell, every time I do it. I have massive losses, so I want to make sure I don't think about profits at all. I think about the process and not trade from a standpoint of profit. So for me, today's the market's showing some opportunity. I got some great trades earlier in the day with the pre-market session, the pre-market masterclass, and then just got frustrated and FOMO'd and start trading with a standpoint of mentally compromised and then focusing on trying to make my profits back and end up doubling my loss. So I'm grateful that it's not a $5,000 loser. I'm still green on the month, red on the week. It's Monday. It's the start of the week. I'm confident I'll make it back. Just get back to on track, thinking about the process. The next time for me to make anything back will be tomorrow after having some time off to get back cool, calm, but collective. So trading is very tough. The trading is very, very tough. So hopefully my live demonstration help shorten your learning curve. You can see where I excel. You can see what happens, where I'm struggling, where I still need to improve. So I'm sitting tight, being patient. And remember, if we're a team, if you see something, call it out. Let's try to be encouraging. Let's try to be motivating. As we all know, if you've been trading, it's very difficult. It's very hard. Easy come, easy go. Just as fast as I was up nearly $2,000, now I'm red $2,000. So I'm sitting tight, being patient. So if you see something, call it out. Being patient, looking for like I said, I'm grateful. It's not my worst losing day, not by a long shot. So losing's tough. Losing's really tough. So I appreciate all the positive supporting comments. I don't appreciate the negative comments. So I'm obviously not gonna sit and listen to them too much. That's kind of how it goes with anyone. So let's try to be positive. Let's try to be encouraging. If you're a trader, it's tough, especially when you're losing. So we all go through it. It's part of the trading. It's part of the journey. You got to be able to endure the losses as well as the wins. I understand that. That is very true. Very, very true. Thanks for that positive word of encouragement. Yeah, it's. Um, I mean, look at Ross. There's if you look for the negative videos on Ross, he has quite a few people calling him a fraud. So that's there you go. So no, but I'm grateful. Unfortunately, it obviously would have been better to stop trading when the first time I knew I was supposed to stop, and now I just doubled my losses, thinking that I can make up the profit. So I'm definitely turning my hotkeys off. Definitely done trading for today. I'm definitely mentally compromised. So my next best chance is for tomorrow. Yeah, thanks for that positive comment. I really appreciate that. Yeah, we're gonna keep pushing through. Yeah, that your comment there is revenge trading. Yeah, it definitely applies. I said stocking. Well, what happened though is I switched to ELAB and I shouldn't have been trading that. I'm trading from a standpoint of desperation, trying to make back dollar profit. So I'm taking higher risk. I'm taking bigger size. I had no business sizing up. It is a lower price though. So lower price, but as you know, so I do have my big hotkey turned off. So I'm only still using 50% of my buying power. That's the biggest hotkey I have turned on. I didn't turn on my big hotkey. So the most I can use is only, and the share size you see is only 50% of my buying power. It's nothing compared to if I really want to crash out. So I don't want to do that. So yeah, I took 10,000 shares there and lost $50, and then came back with another 10,000 shares and lost $83. So that's still relatively managing my risk with that bigger share size, but I shouldn't have been sized up that big at all. And then I came back with 6,000 shares and lost $1,000. So that's a clear example of emotionally compromised there. And I'm trading from profit, you know. So I'm gonna sit tight. I got my hotkeys turned off. I know I'm mentally compromised. This happens to all of us. Every one of us have this happen. So yeah, I'm doing it live. There's no filters. I didn't stop the stream. I'm still here. I'm gonna ride through, hang out, sit tight, and keep learning, analyzing the market. I'm gonna review my tape, take some notes, come back tomorrow a little bit better. Okay, yeah, and I've certainly been through a lot worse than this. This is, I've, a lot worse. So we're gonna get through it. We all been through it. And if you haven't, you will. If you want to be a momentum day trader, we're all gonna have losing days. You just gotta chew on the nail, and I got to stop trading, which I should have did the first time I turned off my hotkeys. I should have kept them off. I knew I was compromised. I had no business turning them back on. I just added another $1,000 loser, so super quick too. So, but luckily it's not a drawdown that's gonna, I should make this up in the next couple of days. We get some opportunities tomorrow. I'll sit tight, and get back on track, and make it back up. Yeah, yeah. Yep. And the bigger picture, I'm still doing. It's all good. As long as I manage my risk, get back to my strategy, my process. I know I'll pull through. I know I'll get it back. I think the biggest loss I've taken since the broadcast is $5,000, and I made it. It took some time because it was a very brutally cold market, but I made it back. Made it all back. And I think that I think I made 2,000 Friday, 1,800, 2,000. I know I'm up quite a bit. Like I said, another reason I don't focus on numbers. So sitting tight, being patient. Hey, good morning, welcome. So yeah, it's I have a huge respect for traders that trade live. It's very very, very tough. But it's still learning. I'm not going anywhere. I love trading. This is still, this is not it's not a fun moment, but it's not as bad as it used to be. It used to be brutally bad. It used to be really, really brutal. So, but it's a good lesson for all. You can see, what I'm struggling with, I'm working on. You can see me get mentally compromised there. So I'm sitting tight, being patient. ELAB, I know it's known for popping and dropping. You notice I've been watching it all morning. I gave my commentary on it, and I refuse to touch it. Looking at the price action now, I'm sizing up 10,000 shares on this. Something I should not have been doing. No
Okay.
way I should have been doing that. So I'm grateful I only lost. If I would have just stopped when I had those first two losses, that third loss, and then sizing up 10,000 shares and only losing $50 is really, really good risk management. But then sizing up and losing 1,000, I shouldn't have done that. So I'm sitting tight. Gave some nice opportunity. I certainly couldn't have taken advantage of this opportunity. It was nice, first wave, pullback, second wave, and it gave 3 waves up here. You can see the 3 waves that it gave up here, and I didn't manage it well. Pull back and last wave here. Trade the backside, so yeah. Brutal drops. Yeah, I got caught in this brutal drop. Try to manage this wave up, just couldn't manage this wave. It's all right. So sit tight. Next time is tomorrow. We'll get back at it tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. It happens. Most important thing is you don't quit. See, everyone always remembers, like Michael Jordan. Everyone remembers the great moments. They don't know that he was trusted to take the game-winning shot 27 times and missed. So, but he didn't quit. He got back up. So yeah, we're gonna get back up. I'm not gonna quit. UGRO. That one popped. UGRO popped a few days ago. I think it. I thought I saw it up on the scanners here today. We got 7 minutes to the open. I don't have UGRO on my watch list. I see you guys calling it out. I'm not seeing it here in the top daily gainers list either. Let's just take a look at it. Yeah, it's up only 6% up on the day. I'm not going to be interested in taking any trades on that. It's just all backside. Yeah. Look at that brutal drop. Yeah, but thanks for calling it out, though. I will be very careful with UGRO. Very careful. Look, 37 is the high. This is all backside of the move. So I definitely wouldn't be trading it myself. Not in my emotional compromise state, and not even in my cool, calm, and collective right of mind state. That's not going to be a good one to mess with. Yeah, ULGL. It's not going to be. I don't want to trade that. Make sure whatever trade is obvious. So sitting tight, being patient. Yeah, keep at it. You'll get it. So even I think Ross demonstrates it well. I often review his video where he lost $187,000 and how he handled it and what he did. He did the same thing I just did. Same thing. I was watching live during that trading live over his shoulder at the time. I was still I was watching him. He's a fantastic trader to watch, and he did the same thing. Start revenge trading, holding longer, and he sized up just same as I did. As I sized up 10,000 shares, he sized up 80,000 shares, 90, and I'm like, whoa. I didn't take a trade on that symbol that particular day. I didn't like the setup, but he'd up taking a massive loss. But obviously he recovered. I am 100% super confident I will 100% recover from this drawdown. It's not even a drawdown. I've gave back Friday and $100 from Thursday, so I don't consider that a drawdown. Just to start in the week, it's a red week. It's Monday. I want to build a cushion on today. The frustrating part is to have such an awesome start to today and be up $2,000 and finish the day down 2,000. I don't like that. I don't like that swing. So the rule I broke was I should have never sized up. Once I was up, $2,000, $1,800, I should have stayed small size. Should have never sized up. Never should have sized up. That's the rule. That's where I'm gonna make sure I follow that in the future. in taking in the sentiment of the market. We're not in a hard market. Penny stocks are dominating. This is the reason I'm upset with myself. You know, I'm looking at the sentiment of the market. Now I'm doing all my checks. I'm reading. I'm taking in what I'm supposed to look at. You know, ITRM is a penny stock, almost 400 million shares traded. All eyes are on it. Most traders are on it. BFRG is a penny stock. Lower price starts a penny now. It's popping above it's kind of flirting with staying above $1. It's 83 million shares. Those two are at the top spot. At the time, ELAB hadn't done this move yet. It wasn't at the top. I have been watching the analytics on it. I do have it on my watch list. By the time ELAB popped up, I was just mentally compromised. So I had, no business trading anymore at that point. So now I know what I did wrong, and I'm going to analyze my tape. It's hard to rewatch your tape when you're losing. I know it's very difficult to do that, but it's part of trading and being in that, embracing the uncomfortable. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do my routine. I'll be here at my computer